Good morning. Welcome to another edition of The Good Life. It is very possible that this is one of the most important videos I've ever made. And this is because it concerns life, how to continue staying alive. To put this in context, okay, first of all, I'm wearing a cycling jersey. I just came from a ride. I'm privileged to belong to one of the biggest cycling clubs in Africa, Psychology. So cycling has been a part of my life for quite a while. But what's going on? I hadn't cycled for a good while. And then some weeks ago, after having a conversation with a couple of friends, I was compelled to go do a checkup, blood tests, etc., and all of that. And the first thing was my blood pressure was taken. And it came out with a reading of 166 over 106 or something, even after they waited for a bit. And clearly there was a problem there because apparently normal blood pressure range should be about 120, 80. You can check the medical people who can tell you better. Now, they prescribed drugs for me, but I chose not to go the route of drugs. Now, what did I then do? I had a further conversation with family, my sister and my younger brother. Sister is medical line, younger brother is a health fanatic in a good way. And I came across two things. First was the potential long-term effect of coffee. So just for me, it doesn't apply to everybody else. I dropped coffee. Then second, I found out about something called insulin resistance. Apparently, insulin is produced by your pancreas. Again, check this out with medical professionals. And the insulin is required to break down sugars in your system. So I'm told. But the way we eat is a problem. And the fact that most of us don't move as we should is a problem. First of all, we're given 2 feet. We're not designed to sit behind desks for long hours. It doesn't matter if you're skinny or fat, by the way. And I found that if we keep eating, but we don't work out or move as we are supposed to do, sugars will accumulate in your system and they get stored as fat. So 2 things will happen. Your fat content will go up and your blood sugar levels will rise. And there are several consequences to this. 1, your blood pressure starts to climb. And this particular discussion or this particular thing I'm saying is not something that is discussed with me or has been discussed with me by medical professionals. So I was informed and I followed the advice. Change your diet to one that has a lot less energy dense foods. Essentially lots of starches, lots of processed foods. These are the ones that take a lot of work, that require a lot of work to break down in your body. Proteins and vegetables and some not so sweet fruits have become my diet, as it were. And after a while, I bought a blood pressure kit, one of those home ones, and I tried to stay on top of my the numbers. Then I checked a while ago, and it had crashed to 180. It had crashed to 120, 125 over 80 something. Came to 133 over 81. Then it came to 125 over 89. It jumped up again on the second number, which meant that I was falling off the wagon. But the bottom line is that it is coming down. It has crashed gradually without drugs. What am I saying? It's clear that working on reversing insulin resistance in my body is working. Now, insulin resistance comes about when your body keeps trying to break down more and more of what you put in, but what you're putting in is too much for your body to handle. And your body becomes resistant to insulin. I hope I got that right, but that's the gist of it. And your organs start to get into trouble. One of the side effects is something called visceral fat. Some people will respond by having fat build up on the outside of their bodies. Others will respond by having fat build up on the inside of their bodies, around your organs. That is the most dangerous type of fat that you could ever have, because your organs start to get affected. Your vessels, blood vessels start to get affected. Blood pressure rises, and other conditions could arise from that. I'm not a medical person, but you could check that out. But what am I saying? There are too many instances of instant death going on around us. Recently, a young chef just basically died. We don't know what caused it. A young female chef. And that's like the fourth chef that has died this year. I think it's time we paid attention to our numbers. I beg of you. And pay attention to your diet. And most importantly, move. Get some form of exercise. And do not eat all the processed foods that you can find. If you say you have a sweet tooth, lose it. Please, I beg of you. I would love to see many more of my friends around for as long as is humanly possible. Thank you. Have a fantastic day and an even better life.